What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to share with you how to make $600 in a single day. If you ain't beefing about the money, then what's the problem? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Paul James here, and like the title of the video says, I'm going to share with you how to make $600 in a single day. So if you're excited for that, do me a favor and smash that like button for me right now. Also, if you're new here, I do a lot of step-by-step tutorials just like this one that I'm about to break down for you today. And if you're into anything like that, you should drop below the video, hit the subscribe button, and after you subscribe, if you want to drop a comment on the video saying I've subscribed, I will actually go back through the comment section, I will read your comment, and then I will reply back to you, welcoming you to the channel because I am just so excited that you're here with us today. All right, so quickly before we get into the video today, I did want to give a big congratulations to the winner of the last giveaway right here. Congratulations, send me a message here on YouTube. My team will verify that it's actually you, and then we'll go ahead and send you a free copy of my best-selling book. So I'm using my webcam today, and I hope that I've got the quality figured out a little bit better than it was in the past. I'm using the Logitech C922, and in the past I had it hooked up to Camtasia, which I use to record my videos. I know a lot of you guys were curious about that. That's what I use for these screencast type videos. I use Camtasia. But the problem is, for some reason, it was downgrading the quality of my webcam. So I'm trying to record the webcam video separately and then the screencast video separately, which hopefully is going to end up with a little bit better quality picture without me having to break out my DSLR camera, because I wanted to get this tutorial out for you fairly quickly so that you guys could see what's going on here. So I have a client I'm designing a website for, and he's paying me $600 to design this website. And one of the things that we want to do for him is he's interested in having a form that looks something like this appear on his site. He does bookings, he's a tour agent, and he wants to be able to collect payments from his website and basically have a form set up so that people can input like what time they want to be picked up at the airport at. So we're going to try and replicate this form because this is one of the main features of the website. And I want you guys to see that as part of an entrepreneur, part of the things that we do on a day-to-day basis is solve problems. And although I'm not a programmer, I think that I can get the job done, a task that would seem nearly impossible to get done without being a programmer, using a few WordPress tools. So we're going to try to use some WordPress plugins here to try and get this done and just kind of see what happens. So what I'm actually going to do is, after I design this, I'm going to send this form that I design off to the client to get approval from him to see if this is kind of along the lines of what he wants to do. And then if he gives me approval, then we're going to go ahead and build out the website for him later on. Not in this video, but I'm just saying later on. So this is the bulk of the job right here, and I thought it would be cool if you guys tagged along with me while we do it. So let's go and hop into WordPress here. Now, I'm not using my client's WordPress site on this. I'm just putting it right on my site because, again, I haven't designed the site yet for the client. We're going to actually design the form, make sure it's what he's looking for, send it off to him, and we can go ahead and get started on that. So I'm using a plugin today called Gravity Forms, which I believe is going to be able to pull this off just fine. Again, I don't know 100%. It's kind of an experiment, but I think it's going to be able to do the job. And I just want you guys to take away a really important lesson from this, that you don't always have to know all the answers. You could figure things out. You could solve problems along the way. And that's what separates really good entrepreneurs from those who maybe aren't cut out for it. So we're going to come in here. We're going to add a new form inside of Gravity Forms, and we're going to call this, we'll just say tour test form. We're going to create the form. Okay, so we have a bunch of different field inputs that we can basically select and put in. There's some advanced fields, and then there's some different pricing options. Okay, so one thing that we know for sure is we're going to need an arrival time for the flight. So under the advanced fields, I see that they actually have a time field built right in that we can use. So I'm going to drag that over, and we're going to click on it. We're going to label this as flight arrival time. We're going to make this required, and we'll go ahead and update that to make sure the change is saved. Okay, so it looks a little bit different than what's on theirs. They have a drop down right now, but ultimately I think this is going to be a little bit better because it's got the hours and the minutes and then AM or PM. So we're doing pretty much exactly the same thing. We're solving the same problem, but in a little bit different way. Okay, next up, we want to know the name of the hotel that they're staying at. So let's try and create that. So we're probably going to want to do a single line text, and instead of the field we can call Untitled, we're going to say name of hotel. We're going to make that required. We'll do a maximum characters on this one too, maybe 150 characters, because we don't want people coming in and like typing too much information in it. We think 150 characters, that should be plenty of room to put in the name of the hotel. All right, so let's update that. Okay, next up, we want to know the number of people. So their form says the number of people. Let's go ahead and see if we can find something to accommodate that. So they use a drop-down. I'll go ahead and use a drop-down as well. So we're going to title this something. We'll say how many people, question mark. And we're going to do a bulk ad. So we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll just do 14 just to make sure we've got everything covered. I don't know if they can accommodate even 14 people, but we'll just do that just to make sure. And if he wants me to change it later on, not a big deal. So there we are. Let's make this a required field. We'll update that one. Okay, things are coming along good. Next up is pickup date. So the date that they're going to be picked up from the airport, because this is one is for an airport transfer. So Gravity Forms gives us a date field. So that's great. We can drag that in, change the name to say pickup date, and we'll make that required. And we'll go ahead and update that as well. All right, next field is flight number. So essentially we want to know what flight they're coming in on. So let's go ahead and probably do a single line text on that one. So throw that down here and we'll call this flight number, make it required. All right, name of airline, another single line text, pretty straightforward, name of airline and required. Okay, so we can go ahead and update that as well. The way that the client had this set up initially on his old site, and we're basically kind of taking features from his old site and creating a brand new website, which we're going to build on WordPress. His previous site, not on WordPress, not performing well because it's not on WordPress and it's just old and outdated. So that's kind of why we're redoing things here. So if you can go out there and you can find a client who needs web design work done, even if you're not a web designer, you can do stuff like this and accomplish tasks like this right within WordPress, and boom, you can make yourself $600, which is essentially what I'm kind of showing you here. So the way he has this form set up right now is that he has the price already listed on it. So they come to his site and they see a page, and one might say airport transfer, one might say a certain tour that they want to go see, one might say drive to the beach, and when they click on it, they've already got the prices listed on each one. So when they click on airport transfer, they already know that the cost is $80 for it. So essentially what we're going to do is we're just going to put the cost on the form right now. Now, I may suggest that he change this to a drop down eventually that kind of has all of the prices listed so that it uses the same form. Because right now, the way this is set up, we would essentially, if we had 3 different services, we'd have to set up 3 different forms. One form for airport transfer, one form for tours, and one form for traveling to the beach. But we might be able to combine this into one single form potentially in the future. But for now, I'm just going to give him an example of exactly the way he has it set up. So we'll send him an example of this airport transfer form for the price of $80. So let's go and put in the price of it. So we've got this pricing fields thing already here, and we're going to drag in a product at the top, and we're going to go and edit this. So we're going to call this airport transfer, and we're going to go ahead and put in a price of $80, and this is going to be required, and we're going to disable the quantity field because that's just what it is. It's $80. So let's go ahead and update that, and let's do a quick preview of what this looks like. Okay, so there's our form, and notice at the top of the note says this is a simple form preview. This form may display differently when added to your page based on normal inheritance from parent theme styles. So depending on what WordPress theme I use for his actual site, this form is going to take on the design of that theme. So I don't even really have to worry about design or anything like that. So the form looks pretty similar to exactly what he had. I mean, everything is there. It looks good. The price is there. Everything is good to go. So now Gravity Forms actually has add-on tools to collect payments, and I can tell the client that if they want to add this on, that we can collect the payments via Stripe. I believe he actually wants to use PayPal. And basically that'll allow us to collect this money after they fill this out for the $80 and have it go either straight into his PayPal account or straight into his Stripe account. Now, also, this is pretty helpful if you're out there and you're working with clients and you want to set up a way to collect payments from your clients. You could set up a simple Gravity form and then hook it into your PayPal or your Stripe account to have a really professional looking setup that clients can come and actually pay for your services or your invoices or whatever it is you want to set up. So for now, this is good. I'm going to shoot this over to the client before I go any further with it to make sure I have his approval and that this is kind of what he's looking to do. And once I get his approval, then I can go ahead and I can collect the $600 that I want to bill him for building the website. We already agreed on the price. Everything's kind of set in stone. But I did tell him that I wanted to get his approval on this form first because this was the one problem or challenge that I thought might come from this website. I wanted to see if we could actually duplicate what he had using Gravity forms. And I think we did a pretty good job. I think that pretty much covers everything. So if you're out there and you're thinking, hey, I want to make $600 today, or I want to make some money today, you should go out there and you should look for some web design clients who are interested in having websites developed and set them up on WordPress. I mean, even if they have something more complex like this form, there's ways to pull it off on WordPress, and I hope that I've shown you that today in this video and that you've gotten some value out of it. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe below and have notifications turned on. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I am Paul James. Peace out.